Meet Olivia, a struggling single mother of two who works tirelessly to make ends meet. Despite her hard work, bills keep piling up, and it feels like there's no end in sight. Olivia feels like she's stuck in a never-ending cycle of debt and despair, and she can't seem to break free. She's convinced that money is the root of all evil until she stumbles upon Derrick Kinney's Good Money Framework. Through the Good Money Framework, Olivia learns that money can actually be a force for good in the world. She discovers that even a little bit of money can have a huge impact on the lives of those in need, from supporting struggling families to providing education and healthcare in developing countries. Olivia is inspired by the idea that giving money away can actually make her happier than spending it on herself. With the help of Derrick Kinney's Good Money Framework, Olivia discovers her own generosity purpose and starts supporting the causes that matter most to her. She learns practical steps to start increasing her earnings and making the most of her money. As she gains control over her finances, Olivia feels a renewed sense of hope and purpose. She realizes that money isn't evil at all, it's good, very good. Join Olivia on her journey to financial freedom and discover for yourself the power of the Good Money Framework. Learn why giving money away benefits everyone, including you, and how to start making a positive impact in the world through your finances. It's time to take control of your money and make it work for you and for others. Don't miss out on the life-changing insights of Derrick Kinney's Good Money Framework. Chapter 1. Samantha had always thought that more money would equal more happiness. She was a successful businesswoman, with a beautiful home, a luxury car, and everything she could ever want. But no matter what she bought, she always found herself wanting more. One day, Samantha attended a charity fundraiser and heard a speaker talk about the joy of giving. It was like a light bulb went off in her head. She realized that, while she had been trying to buy happiness, the real joy came from giving to others. She decided to start small, by donating a portion of her profits to a local soup kitchen. But as she saw the impact her donations had on the community, she became more and more motivated to give. Samantha began to search for ways to use her business to make a real difference in the world. And that's when she met Derrick Kinney, the author of The Good Money Revolution. Derrick showed her how she could earn more money and use it to make a real impact. He introduced her to the Good Money Framework and helped her identify her generosity purpose. Samantha's passion for giving only grew from there. With Derrick's guidance, she was able to grow her business and use the profits to support causes she cared about. She built schools in developing countries, donated to charities helping the homeless, and even started a program to provide free job training for underprivileged youth. And as she gave more, Samantha found that her own happiness grew as well. She no longer felt the need to buy more and more things to fill the void in her life. Instead, she was filled with joy every time she saw the impact her donations had on the world. The Good Money Revolution had transformed her life, and she knew that she would never go back to the way things were before. Money was no longer the root of all evil in her life, it was a tool for doing good. Chapter 2. As a child, Alice had always been fascinated by the idea of space travel. She would sit for hours, gazing at the stars and dreaming of what it would be like to explore the galaxy. But as she grew up, reality set in, and she realized that becoming an astronaut was unlikely. Instead, Alice decided to pursue a career in finance, hoping to make a comfortable living. Years went by, and Alice became very successful in her field. She made a good income, had a beautiful home, and enjoyed luxurious vacations. But there was something missing. She felt unfulfilled, as if she was just going through the motions. One day, as she was browsing online, she came across an article about a new space program that was looking for funding. Suddenly, all her childhood dreams flooded back, and she knew what her generosity purpose was: to help fund space exploration. Alice sat down and used the Good Money Framework to organize her finances. She set her financial goals, determined her desired income, and figured out how to increase her earnings. It wasn't easy, but she found ways to invest her money and make smart financial decisions. And as her income grew, she was able to donate more and more money to the space program. Before long, Alice's passion for space exploration had spread to her colleagues and friends. They became invested in the cause and even started donating their own money. With Alice's guidance, they organized events and fundraisers, spreading awareness about the importance of space exploration and the potential benefits it could bring. As the space program flourished, Alice watched with pride. She knew that she had played a small part in making it happen, and that her generosity had helped make a difference. And as she looked up at the stars, she knew that her childhood dream had finally become a reality, in a way she never could have imagined. Chapter 3. Meet Jane, a hard-working marketing executive who has been working at a large corporation for the past 5 years. She had always been content with her job and her salary, until one day, she stumbled upon a book that changed her perspective on money and generosity. After reading the book, Jane realized that she had been living paycheck to paycheck and that her financial future was not secure. She was also inspired by the idea of having a generosity purpose and wanted to make a difference in the world. She followed the 7-step good money framework and realized that she needed to save more and get on top of her debt before she could start earning more money. With a newfound determination, she started putting more money into her savings account and made extra payments towards her credit card debt. But Jane didn't stop there. She also started taking an entrepreneurial approach to her job, constantly asking herself how she could add value to the company. She came up with several ideas that helped increase sales and productivity, and her boss started to take notice. As a result, Jane was offered a raise and a promotion, but she didn't stop there. She also started a side hustle as a freelance marketer and used the extra income to support her generosity purpose, funding a local after-school program for underprivileged children. At first, Jane was overwhelmed with the amount of extra work she had taken on, but her generosity purpose kept her going. She felt a sense of purpose and fulfillment that she had never experienced before. But despite her success, Jane still felt like there was something holding her back from achieving her full potential. That's when she realized that she had a negative money mindset. She had always believed that money was scarce and that she had to work hard just to make ends meet. With the help of a financial coach, Jane started to shift her mindset and adopt a more positive attitude towards money. She started to believe that money was abundant and that she was capable of earning as much as she needed to support her generosity purpose. And with that newfound mindset, Jane continued to grow her income, support her cause, and live a life of purpose and abundance. Chapter 4. Growing up in a household where money was scarce, Emily always believed that money was the root of all evil. Her parents struggled to make ends meet, and she inherited their belief that money was a burden that caused more problems than it solved. But when she landed her first job, she realized that she needed to change her mindset if she wanted to succeed. At first, Emily found herself living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. Every time she tried to save, an unexpected bill would come along and wipe out her savings. She felt like she was stuck in a never-ending cycle of financial struggle. But then, Emily had a revelation. She realized that money didn't have to be the enemy. In fact, if she changed her mindset and started viewing money as a tool that could work for her, she could achieve financial success and make a difference in the world. Emily started small by setting up a budget and automatically transferring a portion of her paycheck into a savings account. She also made a plan to pay down her debt, starting with the balances that had the highest interest rates. And instead of viewing her job as a burden, she started to think like an entrepreneur and looked for ways to add value to her company. As she started to see the results of her efforts, Emily's mindset began to shift. She realized that by being generous and giving to causes that she believed in, she could make a difference in the world, no matter how much she earned. She started volunteering her time and donating to charities that supported causes close to her heart. Emily's story is a reminder that money doesn't have to be the enemy. By changing your mindset and taking small steps to improve your financial situation, you can achieve success and make a positive impact in the world. Chapter 5. Samantha had always been a successful businesswoman, but something was missing in her life. She felt unfulfilled and dissatisfied with her work, despite the financial rewards it brought. One day, she attended a charity event and met a young girl who was battling cancer. The girl's bravery and positivity in the face of such a difficult situation deeply moved Samantha. She felt a calling to do something to help. She started by making a small donation to the girl's treatment fund, but it wasn't enough. She wanted to do more. Samantha began to volunteer at the hospital where the girl was being treated. She spent time with her and other children, playing games and reading books. It was hard work, but it was also incredibly rewarding. She felt like she was making a real difference in their lives. As she became more involved with the charity, Samantha started to organize events to raise money for children's cancer research. Her business skills came in handy, and soon the events were a huge success. But she didn't stop there. She decided to donate a portion of her company's profits to the charity as well. It was a risky move, but it felt right. To her surprise, her business actually began to thrive even more. Customers appreciated the company's commitment to social responsibility and started to recommend it to others. The positive publicity attracted more customers and helped to increase profits even further. Samantha realized that doing good was not only fulfilling, but it was also good for business. Years later, Samantha was looking back on her life and felt proud of all that she had accomplished. She had built a successful business and helped to make a difference in the lives of so many children. She realized that her journey had started with one small act of kindness, and it had grown into something much greater. Samantha had discovered the true power of giving, and it had transformed her life in ways she could never have imagined. She knew that she would continue to give back for the rest of her days, and that in doing so, she would continue to make the world a better place. Summary: Tom had always been a hard worker, but he struggled financially for most of his life. He couldn't afford to support causes he cared about or give back to his community. He often felt hopeless and overwhelmed by his financial struggles. One day, Tom decided to take the advice he had been hearing for years and try giving back to his community. He signed up to volunteer at a local soup kitchen, and for the first time in a long time, he felt a sense of purpose and fulfillment. As he handed out bowls of soup and talked to the people in the line, he saw the impact that a simple act of kindness could have. He realized that even if he couldn't give a lot of money, he could still make a difference in his community. Tom started looking for more ways to give back. He began donating his time and resources to local charities and causes he cared about. As he did so, something miraculous happened. His own financial situation began to improve. He got a better job and started earning more money, but he didn't stop giving back. Instead, he found new ways to support his community and the causes he cared about. Eventually, Tom realized that the key to financial success wasn't just earning more money, it was also about using that money to do good in the world. By giving back, he found a sense of purpose and fulfillment that he had never experienced before. And so, as you go about your own financial journey, remember Tom's story. Remember that giving back can enrich your life in ways you never thought possible. Find a way to give back today, and see for yourself the incredible impact that a little generosity can have. Now, the insights and knowledge I gained from reading Good Money Revolution were phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more great content. Trust me, you won't regret it.